This turbulent, dark ocean is shown swallowing ancient stone ruins. In Tamil literature, this was the fate of a massive landmass off the southern coast. The survivors of this cataclysm moved inland and established what is arguably the longest ruling dynasty in world history, the Pandyas. Their origin story begins in that lost continent, known as Kumari Kandam. The texts describe a devastating oceanic flood, a Kadal coal, that swallowed their homeland and forced the remaining population to flee for their lives. As the survivors migrated north into the Indian subcontinent, they didn't prioritize carrying gold or establishing military forts. Their most prized possession, the thing they fought hardest to preserve, was their spoken language, Tamil. From their very inception, the Pandyas were defined by resilience. They were a people whose origin story involves outliving the ocean itself to protect their cultural identity. To protect that language, the Pandya kings established the Tamil Sangams, vast literary academies where thousands of poets and scholars gathered. For millennia, the kings acted as the primary patrons of these institutions. While the earliest academies sound like myth, we have physical evidence of this tradition. Look at the intricate Tamil script on these insect-damaged palm leaf manuscripts. These sangams served as the cultural glue, holding the early empire together. But how does a kingdom transition from an ancient poetic myth into a verifiable global superpower? By funding these academies, the kings ensured that a single, standardized language and code of ethics permeated every corner of their territory, creating a shared identity that functioned as their first border. But to hold that border against the brutal reality of world history, they would need more than words. They needed unimaginable wealth. We can track their rise through the historical record. By the 3rd century BCE, the Greek historian Megasthenes, and later the Roman text known as the Periplus, both wrote detailed accounts of a formidable southern kingdom. The core of their economic engine was the ocean. The Pandyas held near absolute control over the global pearl trade, harvesting the world's highest quality pearls and transporting them using a massive maritime fleet. Their trade network was staggering. These diverse silver and bronze ancient coins found in the region prove the physical reality of their global reach. The wealth flowing in was so vast that Pandya kings actively employed Roman and Greek mercenaries to guard their fortress gates. Their naval superiority extended far beyond their immediate waters. Nearly 2,000 years ago, long before rival empires ventured out, Pandya fleets crossed 8,000 kilometers of open ocean to establish thriving trade cities in Java and Sumatra. By the early centuries of the Common Era, the Pandyas had built a hyper-advanced global economic hub. But in the ancient world, immense wealth inevitably attracts those who want to take it. The first major blow came from the Kalabras, invaders who essentially wiped the Pandyas off the map. It took 300 years in the dark before a king named Kadungan rose up to drive the Kalabras out and revive the empire. This revival sparked a bitter, centuries-long blood feud with the neighboring Chola Empire. The tipping point happened when a Pandya king, Veera Pandyan, defeated a Chola king in battle, cut off his head, and mounted it on a spear for the public to see. The Chola retaliation was swift and violent. Led by Aditya Karikalan, the Cholas crushed the Pandya forces, beheaded Veera Pandyan in return, and forced the empire into 200 years of humiliating subjugation. After 2 centuries as vassals, the Pandyas finally found their opening. A leader named Madhavarman Sundara Pandyan amassed a massive army, crushed the Chola Empire, and burned their lands to the ground to avenge his ancestors. But during this absolute destruction, Madhavarman made one crucial exception. He spared a single 16-pillar mandapam, leaving it entirely untouched. He did this solely because it was a sanctuary where classic Tamil poetry had been composed. Building on this momentum, his successor, Jatavarman Sundara Pandyan, pushed the empire to its absolute peak. He swept across the subcontinent, conquering territories all the way from modern-day Andhra Pradesh down into Sri Lanka. By surviving centuries of total subjugation and eliminating their greatest rivals, the Pandyas achieved absolute geopolitical dominance across southern India. By 1292, the Venetian traveler Marco Polo visited the Pandya port of Callao, He was so stunned by the sheer volume of diamonds, emeralds, and pearls that he explicitly recorded it as the richest province in the world. But right at the summit of their power, a fatal flaw emerged. King Kulasegara Pandyan made the decision to bypass his rightful heir and hand the throne to his second son. The resulting civil war was catastrophic. The enraged first son murdered his own father. Desperate to survive, the newly crowned second son looked north and invited the Mughal general Malik Kafur into Tamil Nadu to intervene. This data visualization shows the scale of the extraction. Kafur had zero interest in settling a family dispute. He betrayed the Pandyas and drained the kingdom bare, taking 612 war elephants, tens of thousands of horses, and over 96,000 gold coins back to Delhi. This single act of royal betrayal shattered an economic and military infrastructure that took thousands of years to build. It was a blow from which the empire would never recover. The aftermath was absolute. The global superpower fractured into minor village chieftains. Slowly, over the next few centuries, the physical Pandya Empire simply vanished from the map. The empire that outlasted the wrath of the ocean, the Kalabra invasion, and 2 centuries of Chola occupation was ultimately dismantled from within. The same family that had protected the kingdom for generations became the primary instrument of its destruction. But if you look closely, their physical destruction stands in sharp contrast to the survival of their original priority. The kings are dead, the fleets are gone, and the pearl markets have long since closed. Yet, because the Pandyas prioritized the survival of their language over the permanence of their stone forts, the specific Tamil culture they curated 2,000 years ago is still a living reality today.